under the Bodhi tree. Mara, the evil one, the tempter, the lord of luxury, passions and lust, had earlier ruled the life of Gautama, using King Suddhodana as his tool. As Gautama sat under the Bodhi tree, Mara came and tempted him. Mara tempted Gautama with women and wealth. One by one, he sent selfishness, hate, greed, ambition, pride, ignorance, fear and lust. He sent thunder, lightning and fire, boulders and lava from the mountains of the earth, and streaking monsters. Gautama sat in light and could see the sickly illusion of their existence. With his right hand, Gautama struck the earth, calling upon her to bear witness to this, and the earth opened up and swallowed the monstrosities that besieged him. The light increased. His Buddha eye was opening. He was a bodhisattva, a world teacher, and he was going to be enlightened. His knowledge expanded, and he surveyed the world of humanity in time and space, knew their thoughts, their feelings, their misery, their grandeur, and he felt compassion. The truth was revealed. He understood about the law of karma and the law of reincarnation, and the role of ignorance, desire and attachment, as opposed to detachment. An image occurred to him of a forest pool in which the lotus grows with its root in the mud. He understood that all have their roots in the mud, yet all strive upwards, seeking light, because it is in their nature to do so. Buddha was seized with immense compassion. It was the motivating force of his life. It helped to dissolve his self-doubts and strengthen him to fulfill his mission. He decided to search for the 5 disciples who had deserted him in the wilderness. When he found them, he took some time to convince them to open to him. They were skinny and still practicing austerity. It was here that Gautama preached his first sermon under the trees in the deer park near Benares. He gave forth the 4 noble truths. The first truth, that suffering exists. The second, that suffering is caused by self-centered desire. The third, that suffering can cease. The fourth, that suffering can cease by following the noble Eightfold Path. Buddha spoke about how there are 2 extremes that ought to be avoided: living a life of pleasure and living a life of deprivation. By avoiding these extremes and walking the middle path, we find wisdom, insight, calm, knowledge, salvation, and happiness. This middle path is the Eightfold Path. Buddha gave his second sermon in order to further instruct his followers. The teachings of Dharma which he gave forth had inherent beauty and common sense. Once his monks had been instructed in the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, he taught them the qualifications of the missionary. With this, he sent them out across the Ganges Valley to preach the Dharma. Buddha received all aspirants and ordained them until the numbers grew. Then he passed this power of ordination to the monks and prescribed the ceremony. This formula is still used today and is known as the three refuges. It is said 3 times, "I take my refuge in the Buddha. I take my refuge in the Dharma. I take my refuge in the Sangha."